I also got to support my family financially. I had a shorter work week. My schedule was Monday through Thursday, so I had every Friday off. Now, there was an occasion where I was asked to work a Friday, and it honestly was no more than maybe sometimes 4 hours, 5 hours. It was never a full day, but I had that time. My schedule was also part-time, so it allowed me to actually take on other contracts. Now, I didn't do anything during the day. My other contracts were overnight, but I literally had, I think, only 2 days a week in this particular position where I worked 8 hours. The other days, I think I worked maybe like 4 or 5 hours, right? And so I had that, right? I got paid directly. I didn't have any taxes taken out. And of course, I'll take care of that. But my point is, I got paid directly. And all I had to do was turn in my hours. The other thing was when I spent money outside of, or for the family or whatever it was and what I was doing, I would get that money back. And I literally would just go in and put that into my hourly rate, what expenses I had, and they would give it back to me. And I always got my pay within a few hours. I never was more than a day. Like, I never had to wait for my pay, right? And they were kind people. Now, did I have some challenges there with them and their beliefs and things? Absolutely. But they were super, super kind, right? And they were super thoughtful and they were patient. And even if I was late, no matter what the reason, they never was upset about it. It was never a big deal, And that was the other thing I had to look at, right? And furthermore, I chose it. And I also got to support this family, right? So there was a greater purpose. There was a very challenging situation that they were dealing with. And I was able to, in the 5-6 months I was there, I was able to actually help the family. I was able to help this child they had that had some challenges. And so that's where I began to somewhat shift. Did I completely get over to the other side of complete happiness? No, I'm going to be real about it. But I was able to take some joy and some solace because there were some things that absolutely, absolutely worked, right, for this particular position. And I had one more thing. I had a time, two more things actually. One was I had a circumstance where I had something I had to do that was really important. And I ended up, well, two things actually. It didn't fit into me being able to do that thing and also be there. So I let them know that, and they actually, let me take that time off. So they will take care of that. On the flip side, I had a course I had to take, and it was actually continuing education for what I do, for my field. And I let them know that. And it just so happened that the course itself was Thursday, all day Friday, all day Saturday, all day Sunday. And my work schedule ended on Thursday. So they allowed me to take that time off. No, I didn't get paid for it, but it was fine. They made other provisions so that I was able to not be there and take care of my education, and they were supportive of that. So, and that was that. And finally, even though it happened towards the end, I would say maybe the last 2 months of that contract, I was able to get more pay without doing more work. Let me tell you how. I had given them notice, and this happened probably around the November holiday season. I had given them notice because I had another contract that came in. And the short version is that contract came in. I did both overlapped. I was super tired, by the way. I didn't have much time in between. I would literally leave the overnight and go to this particular contract. And I would only sleep in between. So I was super, super, super on the move and busy, working a lot. I didn't have much time with my family. I didn't have much sleep. But it was for a short period of time. And 3 weeks into the new contract, this particular family decided they wanted to end it early. They decided that they got into their goal where they wanted to. And I was grateful to be able to help them get there. So what ended up happening was I thought that I was going to, like I said, leave this particular position and just focus on this contract. And when I found out that it was going to end early, I had already given them notice. But I was able to kind of backpedal a little bit. I just told them that it didn't work out or that it was on pause. I forgot what I told them. But either way, I was able to stay. And what happened was they gave me such flexibility. They basically, on a week-to-week basis, they said, can you show up? And when I had I had other things show up because I had other work that came through in this new year. What happened was I was able to I chose my hours. So yeah, I had a standard schedule. But for example, if the 2 full days I worked was 9 to 5, when I was working this other contract, I was actually filling in for a friend of mine. What happened was I just told them I could only do 9 to 2. And I did that for that week, because I literally ended up working almost 100 hours that week, even with me cutting my schedule. So with that being said, they were agreeable to that. They were thankful for that. And even though I gave them less hours, at the end of every pay week from pretty much around that time till I left, till the day I left, they ended up giving me more pay. And it started out with them actually saying that. They started actually telling me like, hey, we gave you some, extra dollars. And then it just, every week I got paid, I had extra money. 60, 80, 100. I didn't always pay attention to what it was, but it was extra money. And so I was able to gain more money, more pay. And I didn't do any more work. And they said it was because they really appreciated my time and appreciated that I continued to stay on and support them, even though they knew I had another contract coming. And so with that being said, those are the ways I was able to tap in and find more joy in my job, right? And just more, comfort in my career, so to speak, right? And so I, want to encourage you to step outside of yourself, and if you can't find a way, maybe talk to someone, have a friend, sit with you and try to find some of those good things. What's positive in what you have going on? What's positive in your work, right? Is it helping you gain additional skills? And sometimes the skills that you're gaining is not just for the current position you're in, but it's for your life, right? It's for your business. It's helping you in how you communicate with other people and with your family, right? It's helping you gain those strengths. It's actually helping you follow a schedule and being able to, stick to something and show up every day, right? And in how you show up. So I really encourage you to search yourself, and look into what you're doing and find the positive, right? Find what's working and what's good in what you're doing. And do that until you can then transition out of that work, find something else, right? And pull in what it is you really want to do or start that business, right? So thank you so much for joining me today. I hope this video helped. If it did, please give it a thumbs up and share it. Please comment in the comment section and let me know, what joy are you finding in your job? What, creativeness and, good are you finding in your career, right? What are you finding in it? What kind of things are working in your work? Share that with me, please. And also subscribe to the channel for more content like this, right? I do a lot of content for encouragement and inspiration and joy. I throw in some food in there because I do love cooking. It's one of my passions and the things that bring me joy. And also, quick suggestion, add that to your life, right? When you come home from your work or your career, whatever you're doing, what things are you doing outside of that also add to your joy, right? So find those things, put that in your schedule. But yeah, subscribe to the channel, click the link in my bio, and also click the link so that way you can join my free VIP group coming over the community where we have more inspiration, more information, more just reminders of the greatness that lies inside of you, right? We'll remind you of that every single time, right? So thank you once again for joining me. I look forward to seeing you next time. And until then, you have a wonderful day.